Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I am your instructor, Richard Rost. In today's video, we're going to talk about transposing data in Microsoft Excel and then normalizing it so it's in a properly relational table in Microsoft Access. Today's question comes from Aarav in Bengaluru, India, one of my silver members. Aarav says, I get budget sheets from my head office where the category goes down column A and the years go across row 1. What's the best way to get this data into an Access database? I get fields called 2020, 2021, 2022, and so on. I know this isn't the way it should be, and you are correct. Aarav showed me a sample of what he gets, and basically it looks like this. He gets the budget sheet, and every year he says they add another row on, and there's a lot of them, right? And the categories go down this way, right? And the years go across like this. Now, as you know, when you import this into an Access database, this becomes your field. So now you're going to have a field called 2020, a field called 2021, and so on. Now, a few days ago, I did a video to show you this exact example, how to transpose it in Excel. And to be completely honest, this is much easier to do in Excel. In fact, even if you get a database table sent to you like this, the easiest way to fix it is to copy it into Excel, transpose it, and then copy it back into Access. Can you do it straight in Access? Yeah, but it's not easy. It involves some pretty tricky programming. If you guys really want to see it, let me know. Post in the comments below and I'll show you. But here's the easiest way to do this. Obviously, go watch that Excel video, and this is what I end up with here, right? But the simple solution, okay, you take this data here, right? You copy it. You go to a new sheet. All right, you right-click, you go Paste Special, click Transpose, and then hit OK. There you go. That's it. That's so much simpler done in Excel. Excel's got some really good points, some really good purposes. Okay, charting, for example, if you want to make charts, much better in Excel. I'll take data out of Access and chart it in Excel any day. All right, something like this, super easy to do in Excel, much more tricky to do in Access. Now that you've got this, okay, this is a piece of cake to pull into Access, so let's do that. Now, before we get started, I got some other videos I want you to watch first if you don't know how to do this stuff. Very important. All right, these are all free videos. They're on my website. They're on my YouTube channel. Go watch these first. First is importing data. I'm going to show you how to do it in just a minute. We're going to import that data that we just transposed in Excel and bring it into Access. Next, go watch my relationships video so you understand how multiple tables work together with relationships. Very important. Go watch my normalizing data video so you understand what it means to normalize the data in a table, right? So you don't have duplicate information, for example. You should know how to make relational combo boxes. That's where you make a combo box to pick a value from a different table. Like on the order table, you pick a customer from the customer table. And finally, append queries. All right, you'll need to know how to do this. So you can take information from one table and append it into another one. All right, so go watch all those videos, then come on back. Go on. Go. What are you waiting for? Go. Get out of here. Okay, so I just transposed this in Excel. Let me rename this sheet so I know which one I'm getting. Let's call this one 2B imported. All right, so I don't have to remember if it's sheet 1, 2, or 3. All right. Oh, before I forget, one thing I wanted to show you real quick is if you do get this kind of data sent to you in Access, all right, someone built a table this way. I get it all the time. Believe me. All right. The easiest way to do this is to just copy these records, right? Copy those, Control-C, switch over to Excel, go to a new sheet, right? Paste them in here, okay? And then just transpose this, right? Copy, right-click, come on, Paste Special, Transpose, okay? There you go, it's fixed. Get rid of the ID if you want to. And now you got your information here that you can then import into Access the right way. It's so much easier to do this with Excel than it is straight in Access. All right, so I can close this down, save changes, sure, why not? All right, so the first thing we have to do is import our data into our database, all right, right from that spreadsheet that we just made. So we're going to go to External Data, New Data Source, from File, Excel. Let's find our file, browse. Mine's on my desktop, I think. Let's see here, desktop, and it's called Transpose. And there it is right there. Hit OK. Import. All right. The data I want is to be imported. See, that's why I changed that, so it's easy to see, right? Next. All right, first row does contain our column headings. Next, I'm going to change budget to budget year. Okay, data type is going to be a long. And these guys are all going to be currency eventually. But for now, it really doesn't matter because we're going to put this data into a different table anyhow. All right, next. Primary key, it really doesn't matter because again, this is just a temporary table. Next. Let's call this budget import T. This is my budget import table. And if you're going to do this on a regular basis, you can save these steps so you can rerun it. I'm just going to pretend this is a one-off. I'm just going to do this once, get it fixed, get it working properly, and then use Access from that point on. If you have to deal with this on a regular basis where they keep sending you new data, you might want to save the import and save these steps. All right, so here's my budget import table. That's what it looks like. All right, we got the budget year. Remember, year is a reserved word, right? You don't want to use just the word year. So budget year, and all of these guys over here are our categories. Now, this isn't the best way to store this data. Why? Because now you're limited to just these categories. What if I want to add another one, right? What if I want to add in there cleaning services, for example? Okay, the user should be able to add categories by adding data to a table. You shouldn't have to make design changes to your table to add more categories. So what we're going to do is we're going to peel these off into their own table. All right, let's go to Create, Table Design, and this will be our budget category. So budget category ID, that's our auto number, and then the description. Remember, don't use the word name. I see a lot of people use the word name. Name is a reserved word. Don't use that. Reserved words. Alex keeps a nice good list of them on my website. Here they are, right? There's lots of them. Don't use these as field names and stuff. Okay? I'll put a link to the reserved word page down below. You can click on that. It's in the glossary. All right, let's save this table as my budget category T, my budget category table, primary key, yep. And now here is where we're going to put in our different categories that we got right there. All right, and again, it's just a one-off thing, so we're just going to type them in. Electric, water, telecom, labor, shipping, rent, and whatever else you got. And yeah, you can have categories and subcategories. That's a different lesson altogether. Okay, so there's our list of categories. Okay, now we have to make, I'm going to just slide this over to the side over here. All right, now we have to make a budget table, and each record in the budget table is going to be a year, a category, and a value. See what I'm saying? Because right here, this is all just not right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a year, the category, and then the value as a record. All right, so let me slide this down here. All right, so create, table design. All right, this will be our budget table. So our budget ID, auto number. Make some more room here. Okay, we're going to need a budget category. That's going to be from this table over here, right? 1 through 6 right now. So this will be a foreign key, which will be a number of type long integer. That's from the relationships video, right? Just like customers and orders. You'll have the customer ID in the customer table. That's your primary key, the auto number. You'll also store the customer ID in the order table as a foreign key, as just a number, so you can set what it is. That's how you can tell the relationship. This is how we can tell what category this budget item belongs to. Then we have the budget year. That'll be just a number. Or we're just storing the year for this case. We're not doing an actual date. If this were an actual date, you'd store it as a date field, and you'd have to put the full date in there. But we just want the year. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, then we got the actual amount of the budget. That'll be currency. All right, save this. This will be our budget T. Okay. And just to show you how sample data is going to look in here, okay, I'll just start showing you manually. I'll copy some of these over. All right, so the electric from 2020. Okay, so electric is category 1. The year is 2020. The amount is 100. See how that works? And this is a properly relational setup. So next over would be the water from 2020, right? Water is category 2, right? The year, again, still 2020. And the amount is 55. Okay, now, I don't want to have to type all these in, and there's only, what, 6 times 3? There's only 18 values. There's still a lot of typing. What if you've got 50 categories and 20 years worth of data? So what we're going to do is we're going to use some append queries to copy that data into the right table. And someone's beaming in. Hold on. All right, so let me delete this stuff that we have in here right now. Okay, save that. And what we're going to do is we're going to use an append query. Now, unfortunately, the way this is set up, we're going to have to do it one category at a time. So we have to run the query 6 different times, changing it slightly each time. All right. If this is something you're going to have to do on a regular basis, you're going to need 6 different queries that you can run to do each category. Okay. Can you do it without multiple queries? Yeah, it's possible. With some VBA, you can actually parse down the field names in here. It's a lot more complicated than I'm going to show you right now. But if you guys really, really, really want to see how to do it, let me know, and I'll do it in a developer lesson, because this actually involves reading the table names in the table and stuff, and it's pretty complex stuff. But if this is just something you have to do once to fix it, this isn't that hard to do at all with some append queries. All right, so I'm going to close this. Let's go to Create, Query Design. Make some room here. All right. Bring in your budget import query. Okay, now what do we want to move to the other table? Well, I want to move the budget year, and then each one of these categories at a time. So we'll start with electric, and then we have to assign a value to the category ID. So make it an append query. We're appending into our new budget table that we just made, right? Okay. First up is budget year. Good enough. All right. Now we'll start with electric. Okay. And electric is going to go into the amount category, or the amount field in the budget table, right? Okay. The value from electric for this year is 100. That's going into the amount. Got it? Okay. But I also have to set the budget category ID. What is that? Well, electric is equal to 1. So this becomes a 1. Just put a 1 in there, hit tab, and Access changes it to expression 1. That's fine. Don't worry about that. Okay, I'm going to save this as my budget append query. All right, and you could, and if you have multiple categories and you want to save these, you got budget append 1 query, budget append 2 query, and so on, just to keep it simple. But if you're just doing this once, you can just modify and rerun this query. Okay? So I'm going to run this query. Okay, just run it once. Remember, I got my warnings turned off. Okay? Otherwise, you'll see that you're about to run an append query. It's going to modify a 6 or whatever. All right. Budget table, there it is. There's my 3 records from the different years, 20, 21, 22, for category 1. Those are all the electric values. Okay, you following me? All right. Now, I'm going to switch from electric to water, and water is 2, and then run it. I'm going to switch from water to telecom. Telecom is 3, and then run it. Telecom to labor. Labor is 4. Run it. You see what I'm doing here? Right, just each one of these categories. Shipping, 5. Run it. And then the final one is rent, and that's 6. And then run it. Okay? Close that. Let's take a look at our table. And there's our data. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then values for each year. And there's the amounts. That was relatively fast to do. Now, I only got 6 categories I'm working with. If you got 10, 15, it might take you a few minutes. But once you get this set up, now the database is set up properly. Okay, this is a properly relational set of tables here. All right, you want to pull this together with the category information so you can see it all together. Okay, let's close this. Let's close this. We don't need budget import anymore, but I'll leave it in there for you. Gold member, so you have it in your database, right? All right, so all you have to do is go to Create, Query Design, bring in the budget table and the budget category table. The relationship should be made for you automatically, right there, because it sees the same category, or budget category ID in both tables, right? Budget ID, category ID, description of the budget, the year, and the amount. And if you run it now, there's all your stuff together, right? And that's those 2 tables joined together. Okay? And this I'll save as my budget queue, let's call it. I can't type budget today. Budget queue, there's my budget query. Okay. Now, how do we work with this data in Access? Well, we can make a form based on the budget table. All right, a continuous form. All right, let's see how that works. All right, we already have a continuous form from our template. If you haven't watched my blank template video, go watch that. That's a prerequisite for like all the other videos I told you to watch. So you should have watched it by now. And that explains how to make a continuous form. All right, let me, I'm going to copy this guy first though. Copy, Control C, paste, Control V. This will be my budget F, my budget form. And let's design you. Let's bind this table to data budget T. Okay. And we're going to put in here. We don't need the ID. We're going to put in the year and the amount. Let's slide you over here. Let's go. Actually, let's just do this. Let's get rid of you. Let's go to the add existing fields. I don't need. Okay, so the category, we're going to make a combo box so we can pick that. So really all we need to pull into here is the year and the amount. We don't really need to see that ID, right? Drop it in there like that. Get rid of these two little labels that come in. Slide you up there like that. And I'm going to put the combo box in the middle. So it's going to be year, category, amount. We'll put the amount over here. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Double click. And that's budget year. And that's amount. Okay. Let's move these labels where they belong. This one will just say year. Remember, that's okay there. That's a label. That's just a caption. You can have that in a caption. All right. And that'll be the amount. And then we need one more. Copy, paste. We'll slide you right there. Oh, just missed it. And this will be the category. Let's put a combo box right here. Let's grab our combo box right there. Drop it down here somewhere. We're going to get the values from another table or query. What table has the list of budget items in it, right? The budget category table next. Bring over both of those because remember, we're storing that ID. We want to see the description, right? What do we want to sort by? Description's fine. Next. Okay, the key column is hidden. That's our ID. And then that's what the box is going to look like when you open it up. Next. We're going to store that value in what field? We're picking a budget category, and we're going to save that in the budget category ID in the budget table. Okay? Next. We're going to delete the label, doesn't matter, and then finish. And then my pet peeve with the combo box wizard is that it doesn't let you change the name of the box. So you got to come out here and change this to budget category combo. You can call it ID if you want to. I like to call them combo. All right. One thing I know we're going to have to do is change our tab order. So, boop, like that. All right. So you can go tab, tab, tab right across. Slide that up. Slide that left. Yeah, you can put a total box down here if you want to. All right, I'm going to copy this guy. Copy. Click down here. Paste. All right, slide you to the right. And I'm going to change this to sum amount. And the control source will be equals sum parentheses amount. In other words, I'm summing up all of the amounts from the text boxes above it. Okay, and this I'm going to make gray because it's a calculated field. That way my user knows they can't change it. All right. Last two things I did, in case you don't know those. Tab order is covered in this video. Form footer totals, that's where you put that total down the bottom, is covered in this video. So you want to learn about something in Access? I got a video for it. So there you go. And if you really want to learn about all this stuff in the right way, right, step by step, one after the other, that's what my full courses are for. So you're not jumping around between different videos. You'd learn this, then you learn that, then you learn the next one, and it's all presented nice and in order for you. Okay, so now let's close this guy down, save changes, yeah. Let's open it back up, and there's our form. Do a little bit of formatting in here. I like all my stuff left aligned. I know a lot of people complain about this. Numbers should be lined up to the right. No, I like everything on the left. I'm sorry. That's just, I know accountants like their currency values lined up to the right. I don't. That's how I like the design. I like everything left aligned. That's just me. That's my preference. You don't like it? Do it your way. It's your database. That's the beauty of using Access is you get to build it exactly the way you want it. You don't have to listen to me if you don't want to. Now, what you can also do is if you want this stuff sorted a different way, because right now it looks like it's sorting it based on category, you can change the sort. I recommend making a query that has this stuff sorted the way you want it. For example, let's say you want it by year descending and then by category ascending, meaning I want the newest year up top, so I see that stuff first, right? If you got 1972 in here, that'll be way at the bottom. You want the new stuff at the top. And then the category can be sorted alphabetically. So what we'll do is we'll make another query, create query design. All right, we'll add in budget T. Actually, let's go. We already have a query, don't we? Let's go back to that query. Hold on. So we have a budget queue. It looks like this. Let's just change the sort on this, and then we'll make the form get its data from this guy. All right, so design view. How do you want to sort this? We're going to sort by year, descending, and I always take the sorted fields and move them to the left. That's because that's important. If you got multiple fields and multiple sort orders, that's important. Then we want the description, which is the category name, and we're going to sort that ascending. Okay, so we're going to slide that to the left like that. And since description, it could be, if you got multiple tables, okay, the word description could be misleading. So I'm going to put in here category description. Like that, and then do that to it. That's called an alias. Basically, when it runs, it gives it that name, category description. Or you can call it category name or whatever you want to call it. Okay, this actually isn't in the form because the form is a combo box that's based on this guy. So this is just for sorting purposes. But now look at that. It's got the year in reverse order, and then each year has the category sorted inside of it like that. So now we'll use budget Q for our form. Make sure that the query has all the fields that your form needs. And you know what? I'm going to drop a button real quick on this main menu because this is annoying me. We're going to put a budget button right here. Form operations. You know what? Forget the command button wizard. We're going to use a teeny tiny bit of VBA. The command button wizard, it's okay, but I hate embedded macros. I really do. So learn a tiny bit of VBA, folks. I'm telling you, just a little teeny tiny bit makes your database is a whole lot more powerful. I wasn't going to do any VBA in this lesson, but I might as well. Learn a little tiny bit. This is a 20-minute video. It's free. Teaches you all the basics of VBA. Go watch this. Pause the video right now if you've never done any VBA before. I'm literally going to use one line of code. Okay, so this is going to be my budget form. Okay, and let's give the button a good name. Let's call this Open Budget F button, whatever. Okay, then right-click. Build event that opens up my code builder, and I'm right down here. You can ignore all the rest of this stuff. That's from previous lessons, right? And literally one line of code in here. Let me slide this up so you can see it better. There we go. Okay, right in here, I'm going to put do command docmd.openForm. What's the form name? Budget F, and that's it. That's it. That's all you need. See how he says? You remember one command and put the form name in there. And that's so much easier than even running through the wizard. Okay, close it. Open up the main menu again. I got a button up here to open up my main menu, which runs this macro, which opens up this form. That's all it is. I covered that in one of the other videos. I forget which one. All right. Budget form. Boom. There it is. Now, let's change where this guy gets his data from. So instead of budget T, what do I want? I want budget Q. That's it. Did someone say Q?
What, is there an echo in here?
Okay, enough goofing around. All right, now when we open up our form, you can see there, bang, it's already sorted the way we wanted it, right? 2022, 2021, and so on. Now, if you want to filter this stuff, you can, right? You can just right-click in here and say equals 2022. There's your 2022 stuff. Or you could say, show me all the telecom stuff. Right-click equals telecom. All right, there's your manual way to do that. In the extended cut for the members, I'm going to make some little boxes up here where we can do that much, much easier. This is the extended cut database, right? Just drop this down. 2021, boom, there you go, right? Clear it, drop this down, shipping, there you go. All right, little bells and whistles for the members. But these make it much, much easier for people who aren't access experts to do the filtering and sorting and stuff. Now, what if you want to see this data the way that it was initially sent to you? Right, your boss says, hey, we've been doing it in this Excel spreadsheet since day one, 15 years ago. I want my reports to look like this, even though you tell him, well, it's not properly relational and the access doesn't like it, but he doesn't care. Right? Bosses seldom do, right? Trust me, I've had to deal with corporate higher-ups my entire career. When they want to report a certain way, it's got to look that way. Well, this is what a crosstab query is for. Want to do crosstab queries? Go watch this video. All right, I'm going to show you real quick how to do one, but go watch this if you want to learn more. Okay, let's crosstab this stuff. All right, close that down. Create. Query wizard this time. I will see my hand just naturally goes to query design because I almost never use the wizards. This is one of the only wizards I use, the crosstab query wizard. Hit OK. All right, what table or query has the data? Go to your queries. Go to your budget queue that we made. Next. All right. The row heading. this side over here. So you can put this either way. If you want the years down here and you want the categories across the top, that's fine. If you want the years across the top and the categories on the left, that's fine too. It's just like a pivot table in Excel. Right? The boss says he wants it like this, so our row headings will be our categories. All right, so category description. Next, the column headings will be the year, budget year. Now, the actual data in here is going to be the sum, and not of budget ID. It's going to be the sum of amount. Okay, and no, I don't want row sums. I mean, you could do a row sum if you want to. That'll sum up the entire row. So all of your electric expenses, for example. If you want, leave it on. I'll leave it on. Since I didn't leave it on in the last one, I'll show you what it looks like. The last one meaning the crosstab query video that I did that I told you to go watch. All right, next. And let's just change the name really quickly to budget crosstab Q like that. And finish. And there it is. All right, that's exactly how your boss wants to see it, with the exception of this is over here instead of at the end. I like it at the end better. Right? There's each category. There's each year. Okay? And if you want to make this all pretty and you got to have it ready by like 1 o'clock, again, just select everything, copy it, flip back over to Excel, go to a new sheet, paste it in, and make it pretty. Excel is great for just taking things and making them look good for like a quick presentation, or you want to pretty this up and drop it in a PowerPoint or whatever. All right, yeah, you can make a nice, pretty Access report and format this and have it all jolly if this is something that you're going to do every month, right? That's the beautiful thing about Access, is it's for things you're going to do over and over again. I need this report every Wednesday. Okay, take an hour, build a report, make it pretty. And that way, from now on, every month, you just got to click one button and poof, there's your report. But if it's just a one-off thing, something you got to do quickly, just take this, drop it into Excel, make it pretty, and there you go. You're all set for your meeting. See, the major difference between Access and Excel is that Access, I think, is more powerful in a lot of ways. Okay, and it's designed for giving you an application that the user interface makes it easier for you to do things with automation, like click a button, give me my pretty report. But it takes a lot more time to set it up and do it right. But once you set it up and do it right, you'll save a lot of time in the long run. You see what I'm saying? Versus Excel, where you can do all this stuff in Excel, but it's, you got to keep manually changing and doing this. And you get it, right? You get the point. You see what I'm saying? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? All right, let's save that. It's over here. Where is it? Here's your crosstab query. Right there. There's your append query. And so that is how I would take data from Excel that looks like this. All right. Transpose it to that. Okay. Then drop that into Access with a couple of simple append queries and some crosstab queries. You got everything you want, everything you need in Access to handle all that. And now it's so much better. All right, members, what do we got coming up? Well, we're going to build that database I showed you. We're going to put some filter combo boxes at the top. We'll make a button over here to clear the filters. And the big one, we'll make a button to add the next year. All right, so you're rocking along with your budget database. We've already seen you can change that guy to filter that. You can click that button to remove the filter. You can turn this other filter on if you want, or you can do them both. Okay. And the boss says, okay, I want to add 2023's data to this. No problem. Add next year. Say okay. Yes, whatever. Boom, there's 2023. Oh, let's do the next year after that. Okay, sure. Add next year. 2024. Yep. Okay. And it's all automatic. And it's all done with VBA code. Not a ton of code. It's some pretty cool code. But that is all covered in the extended cut for the members. Silver members and up get access to all of my extended cut videos. There's lots of them now. I lost count. And gold members can download these databases that I build in the Tech Help video. So what are you waiting for? Join today. That's your Tech Help video for today. I hope you learned something. I hope. And we'll see you next time. How do you become a member? Click on the Join button below the video. After you click the Join button, you'll see a list of all the different membership levels that are available, each with its own special perks. Silver members and up will get access to all of my extended cut Tech Help videos, one free beginner class each month, and more. Gold members get access to download all of the sample databases that I build in my Tech Help videos, plus my code vault, where I keep tons of different functions that I use. You'll also get a higher priority if you decide to submit any tech help questions to me, and you'll get one free expert class each month after you've finished the beginner series. Platinum members get all the previous perks, plus even higher priority for tech help questions, access to all of my full beginner courses for every subject, and one free developer class each month after you finish the expert classes. These are the full-length courses found on my website, not just for Access too. I also teach Word, Excel, Visual Basic, and lots more. You can now become a Diamond sponsor and have your name or company name listed on a sponsors page that will be shown in each video as long as you're a sponsor. You'll get a shout out in the video and a link to your website or product in the text below the video and on my website. But don't worry, these free tech help videos are going to keep coming. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making more, and they'll always be free. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and post any comments you may have. I do try to read and answer all of them as soon as I can. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is completely free, and click on the bell icon to select all to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Make sure you click the Show More link down below the video to find additional resources and links. You'll see a list of other videos, additional information related to the current topic, free lessons, and lots more. YouTube no longer sends out email notifications when new videos are posted, so if you'd like to get an email every time I post a video, click on the link to join my mailing list. Even if you don't want to become a member, feel free to donate to my tip jar. Your patronage is greatly appreciated and will help keep these free videos coming. I got puppies to feed. Now, if you have not yet tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access. It's over 4 hours long, and I just updated it for 2021. You can find it on my website or on my YouTube channel. I'll include a link below that you can click on. And also, if you like Level 1, Level 2 is just $1. Yep, that's all, $1, and it's free for all members of my YouTube channel at any level, even supporters. Want to have your question answered in a video just like this one? Visit my tech help page on my website. You can send me your question there. While you're on my site, feel free to stop by the Access Forum. Lots of good conversations happening there. Be sure to follow my blog, find me on Twitter, and of course, YouTube. Once again, my name is Richard Ross. Thank you for watching this tech help video brought to you by accesslearningzone.com. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned something today. I'll see you again soon.